Okay, so today's unit is Management and Information Systems. Management Information Systems based on 3 learning outcomes. Yeah, and 3 learning outcomes. We will cover the first learning outcome today. Understand the management information systems in organizations. So types of different types of information, features of information system, data security, information system for competitive advantage, and some types. Yeah. So somehow the indicative contents and the assessment criteria is little bit a tricky and twisted given by the course. Have you noticed this?
Yeah, it's. I think they do quite a good job of. Certainly on the first assignment, it made sense. Like what they had to do. Yeah.
I mean, they have done good, and but sometimes they have tried to add some extra wordings to the questions like assessment criteria or indicative content. They have interchanged the words and rearranged the words. However, the smooth delivery of the unit follows topic by topic, and it's not that much complicated like like evaluating, and the mix up is not that much complicated indeed. So it's smooth at the level, yeah, level 4. So yeah, so normally we will be following our continuous lecture slides, and that should be fine. Yeah. So learning outcome 1, we will start with understand management information systems in organizations. So following the indicative content, let us just explain a few of the terms. Routine information. Routine information is the type of information that is provided on daily basis, which contains the usual and repeated tasks or reports of everyday job in the organization. So this routine information is used to create daily reports for routine tasks. So if we look at the organizations and imagine what kind of flow we see on daily basis. So like a daily basis, usual task or anything which happens on the daily basis, that would be considered as a routine information. For example, there is a company and there is a sales department. Then sales department will have routine inquiries or orders that would be occurring on daily basis. Yeah, and probably the returns might happen every second day, every third day, after 3 weeks. So that would not be considered as a routine information, but any information that is being processed on the daily basis, we consider as a routine information. Yeah, very simple. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm just waiting to go to the next bit. Sorry.
Okay. So exception information. An exception refers to the information that are outside of normal ranges. Exception reports aggregate these unusual conditions and present them separately. A timely reporting of exception conditions make it easier for a manager to isolate cases that require immediate action. So exceptional cases can be any, for example, any damage within the part of the organization or anything which doesn't happen according to the schedule, like it can happen anytime. So the exceptional information can be considered as unusual. For example, any incident that happened within the organization, that would be the exception, or let's say any crash into the computer system would be exception, and so that's why that's called the exception. So being the information system manager or IT developer, we need to consider these type of informations so that we should have some categories of information to handle and implement the system accordingly. Summary information is the type of information that summarizes the routine on daily basis or weekly basis information reports into one report, and this report can be presented in tables or in visualized graphics. Summary would be obviously the a kind of conclusion or report, a joint report based on the statistics analysis of weekly or monthly reports, so that being a manager, you should be able to analyze that what's going on overall. Now, come to the next topic, introduction of information systems. So, the first of indicative content, and wanted to give you some basic, definitions to these, terminologies that the unit also has included. Now we are going to start from the introduction of information systems. So simply, MIS, the Management Information System, is defined as a system based on the database for the purpose of providing information to people in the organization. The information system is basically the database which is used for the used by people in an organization. That much simple. It's not anything new, but that is basically a collection of systems. Information system is an organized combination of people, hardware, software, communication networks, and data resources that collect, transform, disseminate information in an organization. Yeah, is that clear?
Yeah, that's clear. Yeah, that's.
So, even we talk about any software like a database for, let's say, employees, then we can call it as an information system for the organization. So obviously that would be based on a software. You need a hardware, you need a network, you need a people, you need a data resources. So they make up the information system. Management information systems are distinct from regular information systems in that they are used to analyze other information systems. Okay. Now, there is a little change. The information system is nothing but a database which holds the information for the organization. However, the management information system is different from normal information system or normal database because it is used to analyze the information applied in operational activities in the organization. Make sense?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So when you say if you are working on the information system, then more likely you are working on a database of the organization. But when it says the management information system, then you should be able to recognize and be able to get some analysis of the information, like weekly reports, monthly reports, any of the logs, special logs like exceptional logs, routine logs, summary logs, logs related to the data. So MIS is basically based on these type of analysis within the organization for the data they are using. Yeah. So
Yeah, okay.
Database, then information system, then management and information system. Yeah. The management information systems are regarded to be a subset of the overall internal controls procedures in a business which cover the application of people, documents, technologies, procedures used by the management accountants to solve business problems such as costing a product, service, or business-wide strategy. So again, it means to say that MIS doesn't run the organization, but it is the subset of the organization. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So it is not the, it doesn't run the organization, but it is the subset of the organization, because, it is used to for people in order to maintain the documents and technologies and procedures used by the management team. So that's another definition. For example, that whatever the database is, that is used as a management information system in order to help to the organization, to the people they have. Yeah. Benefits of MIS: it improves personal efficiency. Yeah. So personal efficiency, obviously, if an employee is using, let's say, traditional file system within an office or organization, then a person can hardly complete the number of few files, in a day, probably because of the more paperwork, maybe spending energy on, changing the papers, maybe, removing the files from cabinet and putting it on the table, and again putting it back on the, file cabinet. So, any of, the energy related things, it improves the personal efficiency. Do you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. It expedites the problems in an organization. If you have information system, then quickly you can identify the, problems, what they are and what you need to do further. It facilitates interpersonal communication. So using an information system, you can communicate with your, let's say, peers, with your boss, with your team very quickly. For example, when you go to the doctor surgery, go to the reception, and then, you don't need to, for example, the reception don't need to inform to the doctor by going to their rooms, but what they do is they just click log into the patient, and the doctor already knows that which patient is coming to them. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it promotes learning or training as well. So by using the information systems, there is always, for example, if I say that some certain instructions are already given there. Yeah. For example, if you are in office and traditionally or normally, you have a problem, and you don't know that how to solve it. For example, if there is a kind of strange refund process, for example, if the company charged certain customer an amount, and that was a kind of a mistake or whatsoever, then probably the accountant might be, confused and need to contact another person to know they how to solve this problem. Then probably using the MIS, you can learn many things within the information system, that what to do next. Make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
And even anything goes on, then the problem or anything could be trained, by itself, using the MIS instead of, contacting anyone else. So, and next is, it increases organizational control. Obviously, everything remains in control using the MIS by sitting on their own positions within the organization. It generates new evidence in support of a decision. So every time any decision is being taken based on the evidence, wherever decisions are need to be taken. However, manually it could be little bit difficult to take any decisions based on any manual evidences or whatsoever the facts are, but using the MIS is, it becomes, easier. It creates a competitive advantage over competition. So wherever the competition is, yeah, you get the competitive advantage, that you can always remain into the iteration of the competition or competitiveness. Yeah, if you are not in touch with your competitors, then obviously you are a little bit behind. However, it gives you an option to take this advantage in order to participate and to prove yourself better. Yeah, it encourages exploration and discovery on the part of the decision maker. So whoever the decision maker is, then it encourages obviously the decision making, how to take the decision making within the organization. Whatever the facts and figures are, they become readily available, and they can be explored well. Yeah, so that any decision maker uh, uh, becomes confident to do that. Yeah, it reveals new approaches to thinking about the problem space. Obviously, whatever the structure of the organization is, whatsoever the problem are, it reveals you to go through different approaches in order to solve the problem. However, if you are doing anything manual, then obviously it would be time taking, and you will have less approaches. It helps automate the managerial process. Yeah, so whatsoever the managers do or used to do previously without using informations, their role, their help has become automated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So overall, these definitions have a kind of non-technical touch, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting though to look at all this sort of stuff. I'm just here scribbling down loads of notes as well while you're talking. So
yeah.
That's why I might be a bit slow in responding.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You can ask me anytime.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
And to become slow, or we can repeat anything if you want. However, what I mean to say is that this has a kind of, these definitions are called the quality of service. Yeah, they are talking about the quality or the non-functional requirements. Are you clear about the functional requirements and non-functional requirements?
Yeah. What we've just gone over that stuff. Yeah, I've got that in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. So the functional requirements are like when you want to talk about the functional requirements, like a technical things. You press the button and you get it. You press this function and you get it. When you run this system, you get the faster results. Then this becomes the non-functional requirements. When it says this system remains available 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day, then this is the kind of functional requirement. This function is reliable and this will not be crashed. So this is a kind of non-functional requirement. Sorry. Yeah. So anything which is non-functional requirement is considered as a quality of service. Yeah, you talk qualitatively, not quantitatively. So benefits are, we discussed about the benefits. Now we come to the types of information systems. So as we came through the definition that a database is a kind of collection of data. However, when it is used to store the information for the organization, it becomes, let's say, the information system, while the management and information system becomes what? when it use or includes the analysis, the managerial help within the information system, then it becomes the management and information system. But the management and information system, now we are going
Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello, yeah. I think you can hear me now, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any question?
No. I think I missed a bit of that though. What you were saying. We were on the top point on the screen there.
Okay, yeah. So transaction processing, like, based on transactions, that could be any bank transactions, that could be any, let's say, stock exchange transaction, or very large volume of routine current transactions. Transactions doesn't mean, the financial, but anything which has some effect, for example, which needs to do some two things like, subtracting and deleting and transforming, something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then operations information system, these systems gather comprehensive data, organize it and summarize it in a form that is useful for managers. So the operations could be a kind of, I would say, live, let's say, stocks, yeah, and let's say operational, the operation management, yeah, any of the operations within the organization, for example, sending some staff to the sites, the operational things, yeah, operations like scheduling of the people, operations like timetabling, or let's say operations like the managing of certain the equipments, or let's say managing the inventory, yeah. So operations within a store, for example, so inventory, restocking, reshelving, and something like that is related with the operations information system. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Decision support systems. These systems help managers with the necessary information to make intelligent decisions. So decision support system, for example, would be a kind of on the top of the management and information systems, the MIS, as we explained earlier, that helps to analyze the data. Okay. For example, if we see that you have a monthly report where your monthly sale is, let's say, reduced by 15%. Okay. Then on the top of the MIS, if you want to increase the sale, then the system would suggest you that you should reduce the price, yeah, it will reduce the, it would advise to the manager to allow the prices of the items within the store reduced, then you would be successful. So, such type of provision given by the information system would be considered as a decision support system.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Expert systems. I'm not going to read it. Do you know what they are?
Experts systems. I don't. Let me just have a look. I think, would that be a system that would be for people sort of higher up the organisation to use and to make decisions?
Decisions. What kind of decisions?
The sort of decisions like, do we reduce things to help reduce costs, just things like that, to help actually improve the efficiency of running the business?
No.
No?
Because the type, decision support systems already exist there.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you don't need to read the definition of expert system, and just try to look at the word expert systems.
Oh, is it actually a system for someone that's an expert in a certain area? Is it as simple as that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, they are used to mimic humans.
Okay.
Yeah. How?
How?
Yeah. Any example?
Oh, would that be like almost like a robot?
Almost like
a robot.
Yes. A robot is also a kind of, the one of the field in the artificial intelligence. Yeah. And expert systems also are the part of the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is basically the incorporating the capabilities of human into a machine or into a machine. Yeah, simply incorporating the capabilities of human, or into the machine. And the further definition, the types of IA, the artificial intelligence, AI, yeah, the type of the AI would be many. Yeah.
Okay,
Robots is one of them. Expert systems are one of them. More specifically, expert system mimic the humans thinking. And what are the human thinking is basically the humans think about their knowledge, take the decisions from their expertise. What we do in the expert system, we create a knowledge base into the expert system. Yeah, we create the rules and we infer that what to do based on the rules. For example, if I say a medical expert system, when you go to the GP, they would ask you the symptoms. What symptoms do you have? And based on the symptoms, the GP will have some medicines in the mind to prescribe you. The same way, the expert system, if it is implemented for the doctor, then you can select the number of symptoms, yeah, and there would have been the number of possibilities of the disease created into the rules, yeah, and a remedy would also be, pre-advised based on the experts, what should I say, experts selection. For example, if the GP would have selected only the paracetamol if the temperature is very low and there is no any further symptoms of any infection or disease, then the GP would only advise the paracetamol. The same way, based on the number of symptoms which you would enter into the expert system software, the number of rules, let's say, because there would be a rules and if then else and conditional statements used, and you get the inference. Yeah, there is an inference engine in the expert system. So these are basically the expert systems which mimic the humans, not only, for example, the doctors, but they can be used for the geologists. They can be used for any of the experts in the field who take the decisions based on their expertise they have. And if they share their expertise or they use their expertise in order to solve the problem, then what you need to do, you need to create an expert system based on the expertise by creating certain rules, and then you infer the expected solution to it. Is that clear?
Yeah, I understand that now. That's quite interesting.
Yes, it is, and you can, within the artificial intelligence, this is a complete big, area you can start with, creating expert systems. You can go to the artificial intelligence. You can go to the language processing. This is also the artificial intelligence. For example, automatic language translation. So that is also the AI. When you say something in English and at the other end, you are getting it translated into the French. So that's also the language processing artificial intelligence. Yeah, because
so, I like it.
Yeah, so that's you can further go. For example, if you do Google, then you can see what are the areas of the artificial intelligence. Then you would find expert systems, artificial intelligence, NLP, like a natural language processing. They are the categories of the AI. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, it's very interesting and very big field. Yeah. Whosoever nowadays wants to start the research into the AI, they probably would be, it would be very difficult to find the discovery. However, they will only be able to bring some little enhancement to existing systems like robots, or maybe the language processing or expert system. So it's not very easy to bring anything new like a robot in front of. So that's why lots of research has already been done into this AI, and definitely it's a work to do. And if you can analyze any existing system and you can find the flaws into it and you can propose the solution, then again your research would remain valid, academically. Now the role of MIS in an organization can be compared to the role of the heart in the body. Information system is the blood, and the information is the blood and MIS is the heart. In the body, the heart plays the role of supplying pure blood to all elements of the body, including the brain. MIS plays exactly the same role in the organization. System ensures that an appropriate data is collected from various sources, processed, and sent further to all the needy destinations. So simple definitions. The system is expected to fulfill the information needs of an individual group of individuals, the managers, and the top.
I don't think that the screen has changed at this end. Are you still on the types of systems?
Uh,
I can see, all I can see is the types of
MIS.
MIS, yeah.
Okay, no, I am on the role of MIS. The slide number 18. 8.
Ah, right. This on my end, it still says 7.
Is it?
Yeah, because you put the cursor over it and saying
yeah.
the word doesn't change.
Now.
No.
Is it?
No, it's still on 7.
Can you minimize and maximize?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Or minimize the window and do a refresh.
Just.
Can you see my screen now?
I can see you moving the cursor, but I can't see. It's not changed. It's staying on the same one. Let me just. No, it's just made it smaller and bigger, and no, it's not.
Is it?
Oh. No, it's not.
It's not changing still.
No, it's not changing at this end.
Then you can relog. Maybe you close the application and rejoin. And
Okay.
I'm not closing the session and let the recording going on. And there would be a little.
I will. Yeah, I'll just shut down a minute and then rejoin. Okay, see you in a minute.
Okay. Hello.
Hello. No, it's still on. It's still on slide 7.
Is it?
Yeah.
Any change? No.
No, I can see the cursor. The cursor's moving. I can see that, but it's just staying on the types on slide 7. Really weird.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. I have given you the option to share your screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I can see your screen now. Can you go to the screen? I mean, now see. Open anything. Yeah, that's going fine. Now I'm okay, you type something. Yeah. Yeah, I can see now. I reclaim the role now. Yeah. Okay, now what you can see now?
Right, I can see it now. The benefits.
Okay, now number 7, yeah.
Right, yeah, and yeah,
This is
I
number.
can see the role now.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, maybe because of the might be the software could be hanged up.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so maybe now we'll go through quickly. So what I did, I was reading it, the role of MIS. Role of MIS in an organization can be compared to the role of heart in the body. Yeah, the information is the blood, and MIS is the heart. In the body, the heart plays the role of supporting or supplying pure blood to all the elements of the body, including the brain. MIS plays exactly the same role in the organization. The system ensures that an appropriate data is collected from various sources, processed, and sent further to all the needy destinations. MIS, the system is expected to fulfill the information needs of an individual, group of individuals, managers, and top management. So MIS is not only for one people, but it is for all. MIS satisfies the diverse needs through a variety of systems such as query systems, analysis systems, modeling systems, decision support systems. MIS helps in strategic planning, management control, operational control, and transaction processing. We discussed earlier. Yeah.
Yep.
Now the characteristics of MIS. It is management oriented. Yeah, it is management directed. It is integrated. So management oriented is the basic objective of MIS is to provide information support to the management in the organization for decision making. So management orientation is there. Management director, when MIS is the management oriented, it should be directed by the management because it is the management who tells their needs and requirements more effectively than anybody else. So it's a management directed as well. Integrated, it means a comprehensive or complete view of all the systems, subsystems in the organization of a company. It makes up the system. Yeah. So any question?
No, that's fine.
Okay. So maybe I will be going little quickly, and these are just the definitions that can be reviewed at any time. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Common data flows within the organization or within the MIS. That's also the characteristic. Integration of different subsystems will lead to a common data flow, which will further help in avoiding duplicacy and redundancy in data collection, storage, and processing. So, for example, if it is a GP, then GP, surgery, a big surgery or hospital, then overall, the subsystems will be utilizing the common data. Yeah, that would be understandable by everyone. Yeah, heavy planning element, and the preparation of MIS is not 1 or 2 days exercise. It usually takes 3 to 5 years and sometimes much more long period. Subsystems concept: when a problem is seen in two subparts, then the better solution to the problem is possible. So the MIS is not a one software, but it's a subsystem concept. Yeah, that's why it is good. Makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Like, if the part of the system is not working, then you can change it or you can repair it. It uses the common database. Obviously, the basic features of MIS to achieve the objective of using MIS in business organizations whatsoever normally the database is. It is computerized. It is user-friendly and flexibility. Information is used as a resource. Yeah. So these are the characteristics of the MIS. Features are the timeliness, like everything becomes in time. It is accurate, it is consistent, it has the completeness, it has the relevance. So these are the features of an information system, which are which are the benefits. Yeah. Now, aim of managing information system is to inform management and help them make informed decisions about management and the ways the business is run. Yeah. So I might not, stop and ask you for to clarify any point. If you want me to stop and if you want to ask any question, just shout and then I would repeat it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Well, yeah, I'll just yeah. If I've got any questions, I'll stop you. I'll ask you at the end.
Yeah. Otherwise, I would be assuming that you are listening and you don't have any questions, so that we can finish these things, before our 1 hour session, completes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Now the elements of MIS. So it is not only the software which is the MIS, but normally the MIS is the management information system, which is based on the hardware, software, control, database and application programs, people, and telecommunication and networks. So these elements make up an information system, a management information system. What do you get from the MIS? You get the schedule reports, which are produced periodically or on a schedule, daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Key indicator reports, which summarize the previous day's critical activities, and also it is the typical available at the beginning of each day. So in initial slides, we discussed about the types. Now we are talking about the outputs of the MIS. You can get the schedule reports, key indicator reports, demand reports, as the name implies, which gives a certain information at a manager's request. Exception report, which is automatically produced when a situation is unusual or requires manager action. Yeah. Now, so those indicative contents were related with the MIS, the type of MIS, the features of MIS. Now we are going to discuss another indicative content, that's security. Data security refers to the protective digital privacy measures that are applied to prevent unauthorized access to computers, databases, and websites. So data security is also protects data from corruption. So any rules and regulations that you adopt in order to secure the data is basically the data security. Yeah, you can secure data by securing your network, by encrypting the data. There are lots of methods in order to secure, but what the data security is using policies and procedures in order to protect it and from the unauthorized access, so that nobody can use it or misuse it, access it, alter it without authorization. Yeah. Storage. Simply, in a computer, data storage is the place where data is held in an electromagnetic or optical form of access by a computer processor. We discussed last time different type of storages. Storage is frequently used to describe the devices and data connected to the computer through input-output operations, that is hard disk and the tape systems and other form of storage that don't include computer memory. Computer memory means no RAM other than in computer storage. For the enterprise, the options for this kind of storage are much greater variety and expense than those related memory. So simply storage, you know well that what is the storage and what are the types of the storage. Depending on the need, you select the particular storage. Backup, or the process of backing up, refers to the copying and archiving of the computer data so that it may be used to restore the original after a data lose event. Backups have two distinct purposes. The primary purpose is to recover the data after its loss, be it by data deletion or corruption. The secondary purpose of backups is to recover data from earlier time according to user defined. So Why you do the backup? You do a backup so that accidentally your hardware could crash. However, sometimes you need a chronic data, previous data based on the earlier time. So maybe you need to recall or review any statistical data that you need. So backup, you need to have a backup for two purposes, maybe more. Data archiving is the process of moving data that is no longer actively used to a separate storage from a separate storage device for long-term retention. So the question is, what is the difference between the data backup and data archiving? The data backup is you store the data so that you can quickly access it for the due to the loss of data or due to the need of older data. However, in data archiving, you store the data offline. Maybe you store the data into a tape drive. You store the data into a kind of external hard drive. You copy it and you put it into the drawer. However, the data backup may be a data backup server that remains connected every time, and in any point due to any crash or whenever needed, you can access it without reconnecting the equipment. Next is hacking. Hacking is an unauthorized intrusion into a computer or a network. The person engaged in the hacking activities is generally referred to as a hacker. This hacker may alter the system or security features to accomplish a goal that differs from the original purpose. The original purpose is safe and for their own use. Hackers want the data for their malicious needs. Now, information ethics has been defined as the branch of ethics that focuses on the relationship between the creation, organization, and dissemination and use of information. So when you are dealing with the data, then you need to look at the ethics of the information. For example, if you are dealing with the employee data, then the employee data should be kept private, for example, according to the Data Protection Act particular year. So if you are dealing with the information systems, you are liable to follow the information ethics as well. Now, there are certain types of information systems for the competitive advantage. One of them is, for example, enterprise systems. Other is the supply chain management system. Another is the customer relationship management system, knowledge management system. Okay, so now let us see what they are. Enterprise systems. A large-scale application software packages that support businesses, processes, information flows. In earlier slides, we, let's say, discussed about few of them, like information system, the expert system. Let me go back. Like few of them: transaction processing systems, operation systems, decision support systems, expert systems. Now few of them: enterprise systems. So enterprise systems, they support at the enterprise level for business processes, information flows, reporting, and data analysis in complex organizations wherever they are big organizations. While enterprise systems are generally packaged enterprise application software systems, they can also be bespoke, custom developed systems created to support a specific organization needs. Types of enterprise systems include enterprise resource planning systems, enterprise planning systems, customer relationship management software, supply chain management. Supply chain management, the management of flow of goods and services, involves the movement and storage of raw materials, work in progress, process, inventory, and of finished goods from point of origin to point of consumption. So I explained earlier that, for example, if it is a production company, then supply chain management with this would be the system that would be, let's say, operating the machinery, helping in operating the machinery, that how much the product is, the items are being made, with whether they are packaged, whether they are dispatched, how much raw material is coming in, and how, for example, there is a factory of medicines. Yeah, the factory of medicines would not be operated by, let's say, by humans directly, but that would be, operated by a kind of, management system, and management system would be supported by the supply chain management system. So you need a supply, you need to produce, and you need to dispatch it. So these kind of the information systems are called the supply chain management system. Customer relationship management system is a term that refers to the practices, strategies, and technologies that companies use to manage and analyze customer interactions and data throughout the customer lifecycle, with the goal of improving business relationships with customers, assisting in customer retention, and driving sales growth. So customer support is basically, they if you might have an experience, for example, you wanted to contact BT, that if you want to leave the BT, then customer support, yes, might be dealing with you, and there may be any other departments, they will have specific purpose based on the practices and strategies they use, and will handle your request accordingly. The customer relationship management systems are designed to compile information on customers across different channels or points of contact between the customer and the company, which include the company's website, telephone, live chat, direct mail, marketing materials, and social media. So directly dealing with the customer queries, these type of customer support systems, customer relation management systems are good, like the chatting. Nowadays you see the chatting softwares that you use in order to communicate with the company's agents, they use a customer relationship management system. Knowledge management system refers to any kind of IT system that stores and retrieves the knowledge, improves collaboration, locates knowledge sources, mines repositories for hidden knowledge, captures and uses knowledge, or in some other way of enhancing knowledge management process. For example, any dictionary or the Wikipedia can also be known as a knowledge management system. Yeah. So sorry, I was a little bit quick, but the type of the information systems that we discussed, they have a self-explanatory names, and you can always go through in more exploration of these terms on Google or through the books. And obviously, but I would say that this classification is not a kind of theory, but is a kind of trend in the market.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like you can't say like the theory says that it's a customer relationship management, but the trend has forced you to include these kind of the systems into that particular name. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So because sometimes the things have definition. What you are doing, they are doing a definition, and sometimes there's a name given to the definition. Yeah. So probably you may not be defining the system from the wording, but a collective joint name given to the topic is basically its definition. The AI, artificial intelligence, it is very hard to define the artificial intelligence because there is no one agreed definition of the artificial intelligence. There are many, but some of the the researchers, they have given people refer to that particular definition.
Yeah. I think that's computing in general, isn't it? It's just that there's so many different definitions for things, and there's so many different standards, and someone says, I when I'm working with people, they refer to things in different ways. So you have to sort of, if you don't understand, you have to work out, what are they actually saying? They're saying it in a way.
Not all, but some of the, areas like, AI, as I explained, the artificial intelligence has a different, definitions, not a one agreed definition. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if you say database, then you can't get the replacement of the database, terminology. Database is database.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So, okay, so today's session is complete, and
Okay.
I would see you in the next session, so when you want the next session?
I was thinking about maybe doing the next session next week.
Okay, on the weekdays, yeah?
Yeah, I thought maybe about trying one in the evening, maybe Tuesday evening.
Okay, that's fine. You can leave an email, before you book your room, you can, send me an email. I would check my availability as well and would respond to you,
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, by the way, sorry about Monday.
No worries, yeah, that's it's fine,
Yeah. What I'm going to try and do is I might try and the next one I might try and do in the evening from home.
Okay, that's fine, yeah.
So then I'm guaranteed that I won't get disturbed. I mean, today Fridays are normally quite quiet, so I'm okay. But I just thought, if I could do one in the evening, that might. So yeah, I'll drop you an email with that and anything else. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for your time today.
No problem. Thank you, and thank you, and bye. Yeah, bye.
Thanks. Bye.